The Value of Truth by Christie and Dianilu.
Once upon a time, there was a handsome prince proposed to find the perfect girl to be his betrothed.
All the young and beautiful girls from the realm prayed to be noticed by the prince so they could become the lucky princess.
The prince found difficult to choose. Thus there were many pretty girls and he could only choose one.
He spent his days thinking about the qualities that the girl must have. Would she be the most beautiful? Perhaps the wealthiest? Or maybe choose the most intelligent? It was a lifelong decision and he had to be certain.
One day, at last, his doubts were dispelled and he gathered his royal messengers.
I want you to announce to the entire kingdom, every corner of it, that all the ladies who wish to become my wife will have to come to the palace within a week, first time in the morning.
The messengers, loyal to their prince, spread the news to all the kingdom's towns and cities. There was not a single person unaware of the big news.
When the final day came, hundreds of girls gathered in the castle, wearing their finest dresses. They were impatiently waiting for the prince to announce his intentions.
When he appeared through the hall, everyone bowed and no one spoke, waiting for his words. I have gathered you all here because I shall choose a woman to be my wife. To do so, I will give every single one of you a seed that you must plant. In 6 months' time, I want you all to come back, and the girl who brings me the most beautiful flower of all will be the chosen one to marry me and become my princess.
Among all the wealthy girls, there was a little humble girl, daughter of the miller. She was a beautiful girl with big bright eyes and a long hair, but her tatters were covered with dirt and thatch.
Although she was not as rich as the other girls around her, feeling she was not pretty enough to compete with them, accepted the seed and planted it on an old clay pot.
She had always been in love with the handsome prince, and marrying him was her biggest dream since she was a little girl.
During weeks, she watered the seed several times per day and did all the effort so the seed could sprout to be a beautiful flower. She tried to sing to it sweet melodies, to keep her away from the cold, but it was all for nothing. Unfortunately, her seed did not sprout.
Many months later.
6 months went by, and everyone gathered again at the kingdom. As expected, the girls waited impatiently for the prince and queued to meet him. Every single one of them had a pot in their hands. In them, beautiful flowers were shown.
There was not a single ugly flower among them. All of them were more than magnificent.
The expected moment came. The prince made his entrance and started to admire the flowers, one by one. Although most of the flowers were magnificent, none of them seemed to feel his interest.
Suddenly, he stood in front of the miller's daughter, who was the only girl with a flowerless pot, only containing soil that smelled humid.
What happened? How dare you to arrive without a beautiful flower like the other girls did?
Oh, my prince! I don't know what happened. I planted my seed with love. I took care of it all this time so a beautiful flower could grow. But all the effort was useless. I couldn't make it sprout. I am so sorry.
The prince smiled, approached his hands to the pretty girl's chin and lifted it so she could see his eyes. Don't be, you will be my wife.
The ladies in the room stared with awe and started to whisper, his wife? But she is the only one without a flower. He must be kidding.
The prince, ignoring the gossiping, took his betrothed's hands and together walked to the balcony.
From there, he started to speak to the crowd, who were expecting an explanation.
For a very long time, I thought about the qualities that most attracts me from a woman, and I realized that is sincerity. She has been sincere with me and the only one that did not try to fool me.
All the girls around stared at each other, wondering what his words meant.
It is true that I gave you all a seed, but what you didn't know is that all those seeds are sterile. I knew that it was totally impossible to make them sprout. The only person who had the bravery to tell me the truth is this girl.
I'm very happy and honored to announce that she will be my future queen.
And this is how the prince finally found the girl of his dreams.
And this is how the miller's daughter married her dream prince.
And clearly, as you all expected,
They live happily ever after.